Hi everyone, Aiden here with etrailer. Today we're taking a look at the RockyMounts MonoRail on our 2015 Chevrolet Colorado. It's going to be a platform style bike rack. It's going to hold the bike in the tray and by our front wheel. We're using a wheel hook to do that, and that's going to mean zero frame contact, making it good for carbon frame and alternative frame bikes. With the 60-pound weight capacity per bike, it's going to be able to handle some e-bikes too. It does hold the bike really well on there. There's really no movement of the bike within the bike rack itself, which is great to see. Everything's stable. That cradle at the bottom holds that front tire in place so it's not shifting around. And we've got a wheel strap and cradle for our back tire to hold it down. With this bike rack, you have the ability to tilt it away with the bikes loaded, pulling the blue handle on the bottom and easing it down. But I will say it sits just a little bit too close to the tailgate, and as we lower it down, you'll see that the tailgate does make contact with the bike, just barely. It's very close to being able to clear, but just not quite. If you're looking for some options that do clear and allow for that tailgate to fully open, you can check out the RockyMounts GuideRail, the Yakima StageTwo, or even the Saris SuperClamp HD. All three of those work just fine and have pretty much the same benefits of this bike rack in the sense that it doesn't have any frame contact, it'll work with e-bikes, that sort of thing. Lifting it back in, it just locks right back into place, and we can get the bike unloaded. To do that, I'll start with the back wheel strap, pressing in on this button and releasing that strap. And then for the hook up front, just squeeze the blue handle, push up and out. Pretty straightforward. And then we can lift the bike up and away. Now, because it doesn't have a center mast, everything's really easy to load and unload because you don't have any obstacles in your way like a center mast. And then I always like to replace the strap at the back and point out the fact that this cradle does pivot to accommodate for different wheelbases, and the front cradle just folds up like this. Now let's go ahead and get some measurements. Starting with our ground clearance, there's a good rise in the shank, and at the back end we've got 27 inches of ground clearance, which is actually really good. I don't think I have to worry about bottoming out with this. Our distance added to the back, it does stick out about 33 inches to the outermost point right here. Again, not too bad, but if we want to save some space with bikes unloaded, we can fold the whole thing up using that same handle as before. That's going to put this in a better position, only adding 14 inches to the back of our vehicle now. So if we want to pull into a parking space, it's going to be a lot easier to do so with it all condensed like this. The closest point to the bumper is only 3 or 4 inches, plenty of space, and there's really not any movement here, so I'm not worried about vehicle contact. Moving down the bike rack, we've got a point right here where we can take our included cable lock and lock that up to this pin. And then moving down towards the hitch, it's working with our 2" by 2" receiver tube and comes with a locking anti-rattle bolt that's going to keep things solid in the hitch and secure. That lock being key-like to this one right here, so it's one key to activate both systems, and our bikes are locked to the rack, and the rack is locked to the vehicle. And overall, I think the MonoRail is a really nice bike rack. I think it fits well on the Colorado here. Like I said before, I wish that tailgate opened up all the way. And something to maybe look into in addition to this, if you don't need that full weight capacity of 60 pounds, you can maybe check out the Kuat Sherpa. That's going to be a very similar bike rack to this. I think it's got a little bit better build quality and overall smoothness of operation with only a 40-pound weight capacity. So again, if you don't need all that capacity, maybe look into that option. Otherwise, I think this is going to be a fine fit for the Colorado, or you can check out the other options we mentioned earlier if you need that tailgate clearance. Thanks for watching.
Here it is on our test course. We'll start by going through the slalom. This is going to show us the side-to-side action, which simulates turning corners or evasive maneuvers. Next, we're at the alternating speed bumps, which we'll see the twisting action. This will simulate hitting a curb or pothole or driving over uneven pavement. And finally, we have the full speed bumps, where we'll see the up and down action, which is just like driving out of a parking lot, garage, or driveway.